This video is sponsored by the coldest water. The first dilemma is from Anonymous. Hello Jordan. I'm 18 and I've decided to not go to college and pursue YouTube full time because it has been the only thing I wanted to do from the age of 14. In these 4 years, I've tried and failed many times, but now I am at this point where I don't know what type of content I really want to make. Sometimes my mind says to make content for the most views, like the highly entertaining ones. Sometimes it's like I just want to talk to the camera, talk about stuff and go really deep in a topic. And even in both of these, I still feel very doubtful if these are the right choices. Even if I do either of those, sometimes I feel not good enough to talk to the camera, and I really don't know what to do about this. Thanks for the help so far. Okay, Anonymous, so I need you to understand that I have been in your exact predicament many times over. Okay, as far as not knowing what type of content you want to make, that's one of those things where you just have to use the power of experimentation, trial and error. You say that you've tried and failed many times, but the thing with YouTube is that you can't fail. Okay, the only way that you can fail YouTube is if you quit. So whether or not you have 100,000 subscribers or 100 subscribers, okay, every YouTuber that you know of, every big YouTuber that you know of, has been where you are. Everyone started from 0 subscribers when they made their accounts. Okay, so anytime you feel like you're not good enough to talk to the camera, I need you to remember that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put a screenshot on the screen of a time when I myself had 78 subscribers, right after I uploaded my first video talking about why I dropped out of college. Ironically, if you really pay attention to my channel, I started off doing self-help content, and then I gravitated towards vlogging, and then I got into public interviews and Tinder videos and things that I thought would generate more views. Eventually, I went on to ASMR, and I found my way back to self-help, which is what I started with. And self-help ended up being the thing that took me to that next level. But in order for me to properly put myself into the self-help community, into the self-help space, I had to go through the other things. So that's why I don't think you should come into YouTube with a master plan unless you're treating this like a legitimate business. If you want YouTube to be something that you genuinely enjoy doing, and maybe you can make money from it in the future, or you can allow that platform to generate other streams of income, then I would recommend just creating whatever comes to mind at the moment. Don't worry about views right now. Do not worry about views or going viral. And I know that's very difficult. Okay, I've been there. I know what it's like to post 3 times a week for months and get 50 subscribers. I know what that feels like. Okay, but you have to understand that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, but you won't find that light unless you take steps in that direction. Okay, if you stay where you are, if you don't take action, inspired action at that, you won't ever find YouTube success. So it's all on you to try and fail as many times as you can. And like I said, when I say fail, I mean quit. Okay, so maybe not fail, but try and pivot. Okay, pivot however you feel is right at that moment in time. Make the type of content that resonates with you, and if that content no longer resonates with you, change your content. Okay, and you want to do that when your channel is smaller too, because the bigger your channel gets, the more difficult it is to make that transition. Take it from me or don't, but that's how I've gotten to where I am right now. Now, the next dilemma is from Dean. Hey Jordan, greetings from Germany. I'd say I'm a pretty attractive guy with a good style. Many girls at my school have a crush on me, but I don't have the confidence to talk to them. I usually wait for the moment for them to approach me, but nothing really happens. I just got back off a short relationship, and I think I'm ready to start to aim for the 8s to 10s, as I believe that's my league. But I'm pretty anxious about approaching them and lack the confidence. I'm starting to chat to some of them, but I usually bottle the talking stage, and I don't know what to do from there. I don't know how I can gain the confidence to start approaching and hitting my shot. Any help? Okay, Dean, so first of all, what are you really looking for in a girl? All right, what are you looking for in a girl aside from looks? Because I see a lot of talk about you being attractive and therefore you should be able to get attractive girls. And I'm not saying that that logic is flawed, but you have to understand that there's a difference between being attracted to somebody and actually having a relationship with them and spending time with them. You see, looks are actually not that significant in the grand scheme of a relationship. And I know that looks are important for sure. Okay, I'm not going to deny that. But when you talk about spending significant time with somebody, you want to be with somebody that you enjoy being around, right? So if you don't feel compelled to go up and talk to somebody, then there might be a reason why. Obviously, there's a difference between being nervous and not resonating with somebody's vibe. But what do you like about these girls aside from their looks, bro? You have to ask yourself that and start narrowing the playing field. And in doing so, you'll be able to approach them with confidence because you know that there's already something you can talk about. You see, if you're just approaching a girl simply based on her looks, now you have to start using manipulation tactics or spitting game, as many call it. And I'm not saying that that doesn't work, but for me personally, I feel like the most organic way to build a relationship with somebody, especially somebody that you're attracted to, is to find commonalities between the two of you. Find points of resonance, intersections between passions, and let that be the basis of your conversation, not attraction. Okay, nobody out there, no matter how attractive they are, doesn't like to talk about themselves and the things that they're passionate about. Just a little word of advice for you. Okay, everyone likes talking about the things that they're passionate about, the things that make their eyes light up. So figure out things that girls like, figure out things that you like, figure out the girls that you have things in common with, and approach them based on those things. Talking becomes much, much easier. The next dilemma is from Lorenzo. Hey man, I know that you probably won't see this. You're wrong. I do see this. I read all of my dilemmas. I may be behind, but I read them all. But I was wondering, how can I get over somebody that I like and they don't like me back? And how do I make the first move without coming off as weird or insecure? Okay, well, I'm assuming that those two questions are not connected because you don't make the move on somebody that doesn't like you back, bro. Believe me. All right, look, I've talked about this extensively in the past, but I've learned the hard way that when somebody shows you that they don't like you or that they don't want to be with you, there is nothing that you can do to change their minds. Okay, there is nothing you can do to change their minds. Do not try to win somebody over, bro. I understand that unrequited love is probably the worst feeling that you can ever feel in your life, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone. But understand that there is somebody else out there that is willing to receive the love that you want to give. But it starts with giving the love to yourself by being strong enough to walk away from the person that's not willing to receive your love. Love is a process of giving and receiving constantly. It's a cycle. And if you impede the flow by trying to give your love to somebody that doesn't want it, you essentially go bankrupt with your love because you're giving love out and you're not getting anything back. And suddenly you find yourself drained. And now you feel like you need that person to give you love in order for you to feel complete. Okay, unrequited love is a cycle that feeds into itself. It's a negative feedback loop. Like I said, I'm speaking from experience with that. I learned that you have to walk away. I don't care how much you like that person. All right, well, I do care. I do care because, like I said, I understand how you feel, but at the same time, I care enough to tell you what you really need to do because I don't want to see you go through the things that I went through. Okay, because those are things that I wouldn't wish on anyone, especially the people that support me and have helped change my life. Now, you have to find the courage and the strength and the love for yourself to walk away from that situation, bro. And it's not going to be easy. I know it's not going to be easy. But I promise you that the alternative is much, much worse. Okay, this is something that I was talking about with somebody who emailed me this morning, who was in a very similar predicament as you. Okay, I told him that we both know where this road leads. All you're doing by trying to win this person over is delaying the inevitable. Okay, either you find your peace right now in the understanding that that person simply doesn't like you, or you find your peace on the other side of pain when you consistently give yourself to this person only to receive nothing in return. When in reality, it was you who refused to give the love to yourself by walking away. This is why it is very, very important. It's imperative even for you to love yourself and develop a relationship with yourself before you go out and seek love from other people. Okay, because if you don't know yourself, you're going to give your love to people who are unworthy of it. And that will always come back to bite you. I know it's not easy. Okay, I know it is not easy. But if you've tried everything that you could possibly do, if you've exhausted every resource, and consistently given this person a chance to be in your life and they haven't taken it, you have to go and find somebody who will take that chance, who will take that opportunity. Okay, a really, really great saying is you can't receive if you're holding on to what you have. Okay, and right now you are holding on tight to the notion of being with this person. But the moment that you let go, that's when abundance and love can flow to you and through you. Now, as far as how to make the first move, assuming that those two questions are unrelated, without coming off as weird, it goes right back to the previous dilemma. Okay, you have to find a point of connection. If you don't have a point of connection, you probably shouldn't be talking to that person. Unless you want to make small talk, if you like making small talk, then that's cool. But me personally, that's not the approach that I take. All right, if I don't have something in my mind that I find intriguing about the person, I'm not going to talk to them unless they talk to me first. Because what's the point of talking if you don't connect on anything? Okay, if all you're doing is approaching somebody based on how they look, or because you may feel lonely in that moment, what are you going to talk about? Okay, that's going to be a very awkward and uncomfortable conversation for the both of you. So find a point of interest, a point of mutual interest. And the best way to do that is by putting yourself out there in places where you're passionate about that thing that you're doing. Okay, so if you're playing basketball and you see a girl playing basketball as well, the chances are you both like basketball. So you can go and talk to her about basketball, so on and so forth. Okay, that applies to any place and any passion. But the point is, find mutual points of interest and allow that to lead the way in your conversation.